Hello everyone, my name is Juan Salcedo. I want to discuss today the three-strike law on growth of the prison and how the digression affects the law and its implications. The New York Times had a retro report titled Three Strikes and You're Out. After 20 years, is the law working? The New York Times also had an opinion documentary titled The Three Strikes of Injustice. Geographer and prison abolitionist scholar Ruthie Gilmore had a piece called When the Prison Industrial Complex Masquerades as Social Welfare. Damien M. Reviewed with intent with the Malicious Consequences of Prison. These are the four pieces I will be using today and discussing. Let's start with the New York Times. The New York Times had a retro report titled Three Strikes and You're Out after 20 years in the law working. Is a retro report that examines the origins of the three-strike laws and its effects after 20 years later. As the three-strikes law was created to prevent crime, punish, and incarcerate those who have repeated offenses, as the report views the murder of the young woman, it highlights the frantic views that came from the murders and the aggressive offensive. Three-strike law in California is pointed out as one of the most demanding and enforced for all crimes, including petty and non-violent crimes. The three strikes law have caused a growth in the prison and have impacted the prison system beyond belief. The New York Times also had an opinion documentary titled Three Strikes of the Justice by Kelly Duane de la Vega and Kathy Galloway. Discusses the actions of Judge Howard Bradman and examines the three strikes laws and its impact on the prison system. The op-doc starts with Judge Bradman saying, "I made a mistake." This line resonates with the entire piece as it illustrates the impact of the three-strike law has on the prison system. Shane is one of more than 4,000 inmates in California serving life sentences under the three-strike laws for nonviolence. This line and statistic is most impactful as it highlights the number of people and how the three-strike law impact the system. The three-strike law affects the prison system by removing the person, reasoning, and holistic viewing of the case and uses only the number of offenses. The viewing of the number of offenses is blinding and binds the system to an unrealistic and damaging way that impacts people, family, and grows in the prison system. Grows in the prison. Geographer and prison abolitionist scholar Ruthie Gilmore had a piece called When the Prison Industrial Complex Masquerades as Social Welfare, analyzes the complexity of the prison industrial complex. The organization Mothers Reclaiming Our Children, or Mother ROC, is linked to the three-strike laws of the complexity and the prison system. Gilmore uses of examining the policing with most prominently the use of SWAT teams by the United States Department of Education. To quote Gilmore, legitimize what they do in the eyes of the completely delegitimize and yet still large set of agency whose work is supposed to be social welfare, social good, and social benefits, and a dignity, social justice. This last line examines the complexity of the system, but further arguments of the prison system and laws such as the three-strike law in California that is used for aggressive tactics and targets vulnerable people, as Gilmore says. Gilmore organizes that the Mother Reclaiming Our Children comes from the idea of not leaving behind the children as it states by its name. Yet this is exactly what it's doing through the three-strike laws. Damien M. piece with intent, The Malicious Consequences of Prison reviewed and analyzed the New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, Children of the Prison Boom by Sarah Wakefield and Christopher Wildman, and Disrupted Childhood by Jane A. Siegel. This review illustrates the complexity of the system and the systematic problems in the way it targets Black people and the incarceration framework that has spawned due to systematic racism and inequality. The three-strike law has affected the framework of the prison system and has caused many issues in how policing controls crime. Sojoyner at the end states two main points of the authors. She analyzed starting with, in the manner, while it is important to look at the children of incarcerated parents, it is also vital to analyze the manner in which prisons have both refiled radicalized troops of the child and the intent to which the current system and prisons have engulfed the entire black community, from the young to the elderly. And in the next paragraph, she states, second is the argumentative vein of the new Jim Crow, which has set out to develop strategies that will push against the prison system. Will push against the prison system. It will be helpful if the text further the Jim Crow moniker and the framework within contemporary settings. These two statements bring up the issue with how the prison system is has full systematic problems of racism and inequality, and creates circumstances that will lead to more issues and incarceration due to the problems of the prison system it upholds and creates. Thank you all for letting me share. These pieces are important for the understanding of the prison system as well as the issues that come from the three-strike law. I can only hope that we could see reforms and changes that will be more equitable and stop systematic issues in the system. Thank you all once again. Have a wonderful day.